Stewing in the sun, kicking up dust. Stand broke cocky, waiting for us. He wants an explanation of our current situation. The yellow fire, blue fire, red. Earthwood markings of the story said. Boomerang, didgeridoo. Sound of hawk song in your head. And he wants an explanation of our current situation. Cut him, skin him, make him smooth. Wave hill rumbling through your blood. But rattle him up when the work is done. The battle's never won and won. And he wants an explanation of our current situation. We're fighting the Moselle economy with an axe in two hands and a cooler bought tree. With all that's left and doesn't seem right. If we pick the right time, we won't win the fight. And he'll want an explanation of his current situation. Out along the Duchess Road, tramping creek banks looking for wood. Stewing in the sun, kicking up dust. Stand broke cocky waiting for us. And he wants an explanation of our current situation.
Have they got any work?
Yeah.
And then I'll let you know there's work going. But if you got no work, well, you got to go out to Lake Nashville, there's about 150 miles out. Go out and get on 3DP out there.
I don't think these Stanbroke Station and Buckingham Station wants to give Aboriginal people, Aboriginal men jobs anyway. They think they have all white men on the station.
Cheap labour, basically. They bring them out in truckloads. Or they marsupials. Cheap labour.
The Aboriginal people want work. The boys, they've got to go somewhere else and get it.
That's what I was saying. If you're an Aboriginal bloke and you rang up one of these stations for a job, say like tonight, they'll say there's no work. And tomorrow if a white bloke went and rang up, then he'd tell you later on, he said, I'm going to the station after work. And the bloke said there'd be no job at that because I rang up there last night. Well, they'll take the white bloke and give him a job, they won't give a black one.
He won't help.
The station, this Buckingham Station and Stanbroke, they were worked by Aboriginal blokes. Aboriginal people once.
Yeah.
Now they seem to be all white people. Well, they're trying to do away with the Abbas all right.
Did you say that? Not too good.
Hey, one, two, yeah, one, two, one.
Oh, years ago, our time, they think. Our time. There was a half-caste bloke with bosses, a Stanbrook muster and that. Oh, they
Yeah, old Steel, yeah. And old Roger. What do you call him?
Oh, Roger. Oh, Roger.
Jimmy Wilson was there too.
Right?
Jimmy Wilson.
Jimmy Wilson.
Yeah,
was
Jimmy
running the
Wilson,
show
yeah,
there.
and old Paddy Brady.
Paddy Brady,
Yeah.
all that
Little
stockman.
Buckingham. Old Bungie Hill, Charlie Corwell, Mickey Corwell.
Paddy Brady.
He's been to that.
Yeah, all the black fellas are pushed off. They can't even get a job.
What do you reckon? Good idea to get this common back, Harry?
Yes, that's a good idea.
Look at smile of Stanbrook's face.
Yeah, I'd like
knock
to see
them all
it.
up their face.
What do you take,
Yeah,
Ed?
we might be black brothers, we mean
What do you
business.
take? The tea?
No.
Just two.
You're easy, mate. What do you want, Joe? What do you take?
No, I take milk and sugar, thanks. But we had that woman could turn around and do a thing like that. She's only here for 2 years.
Oh.
2 years, 3 years?
Who's that again, Grace? I didn't hear that.
Huh?
3 years she was at least one or
I
3
don't
years.
know how that white woman could come in and just take over like that. Been here
Oh.
for 2 years and 3 years.
Well, she was a councillor, eh?
She was a councillor.
Yeah,
she
that
was.
shouldn't have given her the rights to turn around and do it without seeing some of the people that belong to the town, the Aboriginal people.
Well, you don't know, Grace. They might have gotten all they need through, too.
Probably did.
You know, you were saying yesterday about breaking horses. You know, like they have the white fellas working
At the Cloncurry show.
during the like when they haven't got any
Yeah.
horses to break. When they need some horses, they bring a couple of black fellas. Because you know,
Let's still do that.
yeah. And it sort of it seems a bit like that with the stations. You know, like when the work was hard and you know there was no transport and there was no plane. Black fellas doing it now. It's pretty cruisy.
Yeah.
The
Like
white one.
now, say if a black fella rang up out there got on the phone and wanted a job,
Mm.
they'd say no work. And if they had horses that were like buck jumpers out there, they'd come straight into town and get a couple of black fellas and take them out there. Don't care if they got thrown or got their neck broken or got killed or anything like that, they wouldn't worry about them.
Yeah.
They'd also ride those horses for those white fellas are riding once they'd be quieting down. And after they've been out there for 4 or 5 days, they just pack them up and send them back into town again. Then.
There's just a lot of jackaroos anyway. Jackaroo manager, jackaroo head stockman, jackaroo ringers.
They're not jackaroos no more. You could, one time you did get an odd jackaroo good, but you got marsupials now and
Yeah,
misfits.
whatever you call them. They don't know anything about horses. They don't know anything about cattle. Take them out in the scrub and gallop away from them, they'd go bush.
They are more of a misfit in the bush. You got to work with them. Well, there's showing masters had to go to Burketown ringing. One of the Kiwi boys, you got a job on a station.
You know, they'll
Hey?
leave Dajarra and go all the way up to Damage and get a job on the station.
Station.
That's right.
That's just
From
one.
Dajarra to Damage.
My son had to go from the jar to Ingham to get a job watermelon picking.
But he was working on the
He was working at Stanbrook,
Stanbrook,
but my son-in-law, see, he was a, what do you call it? Windmill expert.
windmill
And,
expert.
and he said he wanted my son to be the offsider. And when he left, the old white man come along and he was the windmill expert, and well, him and Craigie just didn't get on because Craigie, you know, he spoke about punching Craigie. And Craigie said, look, you're an old man, you keep an old man's places, you can punch people, I'll drop you.
Who was that?
Right? There's no bloke out here, Stanbrook, and anyway,
Oh,
Craigie could-
years ago.
no, just last year.
Oh, last year.
And,
Didn't your son go upside for what's name, Spanner?
yeah, but then Spanner left,
Oh, Spanner left. Oh,
and then they got this old white fella.
oh yeah.
And Craigie was offsiding for him for a while, and they didn't hit it anyway, so and Craigie could feel there that he weren't belong to there, see? He could feel that they didn't want him there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So he ended up snatching it.
You wasn't like the white fella ordering him about too, eh?
No, those ringers too, reckon he could, well, one bloke called him a black fella when he first started there. And Craigie was going to job him and Tony stopped him. You have to stop and think those white fellas, that's a fighting word, but. They have to leave. They have to leave their hometown and leave their family to go miles away to get a job. You know? It's not fair, really. And the station's just not too far away and they can't even get a job on it.
Yeah, it'll be about 150 to 200 miles to a station. But then when you got to start working the station, you get further and further down, eh? You might go about 100 miles just on a property working. You don't come in every weekend, you might come in every 2 months or so from the stations.
Close, you know, set up your own work so that you don't have to rely on the stations and so forth.
You know, if we got that back, we could sort of get a lot of things going, you know. Like you get those hydroponic garden, or you get just the market garden itself going.
Yeah.
Where they beat us, I reckon, I might be wrong, if they did get this common, that concave, it hit that rates up that high, hey, that I reckon that hit the rates up that high, that'd make you pay for it, wouldn't they?
What happened if you had your own council?
Well, they won't give it to you, would they? But I reckon that if they give it, they hit the rates up. Now the people of the Dajarra pay the rates of the common. That's what they'd have to look into, eh?
You speak to a lot of those people in town, you say, which council would you like? They'd say Bullier Council, you know, because Bullier comes in, you might say to them, can you grader this road? They just go and grader it, eh? You ask Cloncurry Shire Council, and they're saying, I haven't got enough time, we're going to get home, you know? That's how they speak.
Yeah. How far away are the two places? I mean, how far?
Bullier's about 96 miles down the track, and the Curry's only about 90 miles across, though.
All right.
That's where they try to beat them, you know, they hit the rates up. If they give them the land, that's where you'd have to fight. Don't let them put rates on you. You're not paying rates for the common. Just say, well, they want the land, and that's it.
What would happen if you had your own community council, though?
Well, they'd own the land, eh?
Well, we better that way now, sort of got a
You know, a lot of this country belongs to the Aboriginal people. Look at all the painting and carvings up on the rocks up the creek there.
Have the people of Dajarra got a responsibility to look after those things?
No, I don't. Who looks after them? Keith?
Well, it's sort of like the policemen need to sort of make sure that no one sort of goes up to them unless they go to the police station. I mean, sometimes when they're not around, if you see anyone go, we don't like anyone sort of going up them, but if you're not around and they do go up there, well, you don't know what they're up to.
When old Mickey Wright was councillor here, there was no trouble. As soon as old Betty got to come in, bang, give everything away.
Is there a councillor in town in Dajarra now?
We're the council worker in them. We're the Aboriginal bloke that's working. And when the council sacked him, this other bloke came in, he's only been in town 6 months. Instead of them going down and having a meeting with the people saying, well, any of you blokes would like to job on the council, this woman that was there, the white lady she thought that was on the council, she just went down and got this other bloke and put him on. And that's why he come to get the job. And then everyone was asking one another, how come that white bloke working? Why couldn't a black fella get a job? All you got to say.
What about on council, on Cloncurry Council? Is there any representative who talks for Dajarra?
Well, there's no one here now that speaks on it.
How do you get elected under that?
Well, elections come up every 3 years or so. And so I think when the next election come up, we're going to try and get someone from Dajarra to get on the council thing. They don't believe in coming out here and they don't believe in doing any work here.
You have to drive every time,
Like you see, the council back in town would sort of work it, do their own. Might only work 1 day or 2 days a week. He gets a good fortnight wages.
Someone said there's one Aboriginal person on an art thing within Cloncurry Council. Don't know. Do you have any contact with him? I can't remember his name.
There's a bloke in Cloncurry. Making artefacts and that.
No, he's on a representative of Aboriginal people on council in Cloncurry Council.
Well, I don't know. One bloke looked a bit dark there, eh? Did you see him at the meeting, Harry?
No.
Do you know them blokes come out the first time over that flood water? They haven't sent them photos back yet. Photos they got of mine. Thinking about them.
They don't want to travel their new car on the road. They don't want stones hitting the car and another car past.
It's good catch.
That's what no dents or marks on it.
It's good marking.
It was funny when we had a community meeting here. Invited Cloncurry Council over and Department of Community Service. Yes, Outsy came out from Mount Isa and it was sort of light rain. They came out to Dajarra. And these other 2 cars that came, then they only came about 2 miles out of Mount Isa and they turned around and went back because they reckon the road was closed. There wasn't even enough rain to settle the dust, I don't think. They put good excuses on those blokes, but they get paid for their travelling thing, eh? Travelling overnight where they camp. They'll go back and tell their friends over in Cloncurry that they came to Dajarra and they never even got to Dajarra. The only way we could do that is get on those land department mob in Brisbane or something like that. Get them to come out here where we live and have a meeting with all the people. And don't let them go back down to Brisbane and go to sleep. Ring them up every fortnight, you know. Keep them on their toes,
Ring 'em up
eh?
every day, I think.
You know, otherwise to let them go back there, they'll just put that file one side and, until you start talking to them again.
Yeah.
Get the letters single so they can't come back.
Yeah.
That'd be the only way.
What's that?
Get a petition, you know. Get everyone in Dajarra, put their name on it.
Yeah, sign it.
Sign it.
Because there's so many government departments and other, and Murray organisations and stuff. Because it'd be good to sort of approach every organisation that's got anything to do with the whole thing, and sort of, like a blanket sort of campaign. Sort of thing.
Could you approach ADSEC with it at the next meeting and ask them about the process? I'll ask you. He's at 11 minutes on the TV.
Yeah, I think next week we've got a land department, bloke from the lands department coming down to Dajarra.
Well, what's that mob there today? They land department? Costello's boys come back with.
No, they're land rights from the territory.
Oh.
I reckon you might be. I mean, I don't know, but I think that maybe might be better off spending about 6 months or something researching a fair bit to find out just exactly what what you want, rather than sort of say, oh well, we want this, this week, and then sort of, a few months later think, oh, it'd be nice to have, like it'd be really interesting to put, how you, like a union organisation, you put in the biggest claim you possibly can, and you get sort of about an eighth of it.
I had a bloke like this working on this, eh? He's working on it for about 6 months or so. He's coming out in, getting all these Aboriginal reserves and police paddocks and that, and talking about this town common.
Yeah.
I was going good, and he used to go down to Birdsville and Baderi and down some land claims down for the people down there.
Mm.
And he said, he came back to Dajarra. He said, when I go back to Brisbane, ring me up in a couple of weeks' time. He said, because when I left from down there, the police department would send a letter over about all the police paddock and that.
Mm.
And so after a couple of weeks was up, I rang up down to Brisbane.
Mm.
The bloke pulled out from the job.
All right.
And now we're going to start all over again with this other woman when she comes out next week.
All right.
See? We'll start again.
Who was that in Brisbane?
Oh, what's his name? Sean, someone his name was.
Good grief.
I reckon, this is good. We got.
Put it all in triplicate, I think.
Looks like we've got the police paddocks in Dajarra.
This woman will come and he'll do the same thing.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it because when he said, I got all those. I got a faxing from the police department. They're giving us something about on the police paddock in Dajarra. And he also talked about the Aboriginal reserve that was in Dajarra. He said, I'm a bit busy because I got to do some more in Mount Isa.
Right.
So he said, give me 2 weeks. And he said, when I get back down to Brisbane, he said, ring me up in 2 weeks' time. I rang him up in 2 weeks' time. I said, no, that bloke's left for you last week. So that's sort of, now we're going to start from scratch again.
Yeah.
See if this lady that come down, old bloke would have come down, see if she got any idea about it.
Mm.
It'd be good to find out how you can do it yourself, so if they quit, then you
don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't know about you, Mom, but I'm cold.
Yeah, I'm cold. I'll be doubling up here.
What's that yard up and beyond the hills up there? Straight from your place up that way?
Yeah.
I said, that might
Well,
be.
that's Toohey's yard, not mine.
I said that might be a goat yard up there.
That's Toohey's yard, that was.
Like a bullock yard.
Toohey's yard. I never looked in the yard.
Is that rolling at all?
They
No,
should be the
Toohey,
they should be the mice to use it.
Not. It is.
That was bad, supposed to build a yard up there. That's not the same one.
But like that old place was there, eh?
Toohey's built the yard over beyond that.
Over John, just
We
over.
spent up over here, that's
If you didn't have your bail, you had to go out and get a horse off him on a saddle and go out and get a clean skin for him.
Oh yeah, but that's our money. But everyone
We
had
used to
them.
have sports meeting nearly every fortnight down at the 3 Mile, eh?
Yeah. Had a rodeo for
Buggy
1
water,
mile.
buffalo
What about race?
racing.
We had a little rodeo yard at the 1 mile there, right?
Yeah. We have a court.
What?
You know that old policeman used to be in the yard, had he?
Who?
That old bloke on the way of the train load of cattle.
Toohey.
I'll get you.
Beauty, that fellow.
He was good, but he'd give you a hide and he'd let you go.
Somebody else did put him in.
Yeah, our Pat was down there at that place down there, Union or something. No,
No,
Richmond.
no.
No,
Torrance Creek.
Richmond, he was drunk there. This old fella here, old Bruce, he went down there. Oh, he said, you come from the jar, man, and they was going on. Then they was going around looking for fight.
Oh, Pat. But he buggered up now. He's all arthritis, I reckon, eh?
He's out from
Torrance Creek.
Torrance Creek. He's
That's
got
where he is. He's got
a
his,
property out there, right?
yeah. But he's buggered
That's
up.
where he went from here.
Yeah, outside of Torrance, but he can't get around now, they reckon.
Cattle
Somebody shot him.
It's our country to the cattle down
He's
there.
all knuckled up now.
Him and another bloke when I was
Wouldn't
working
much
on
be
his
on
hill. Next door neighbour there around.
Where are they? That's at Mount Isa Radio.
I knew you'd say that.
Where?
Like me, Marble.
Melbourne. way out, right about out range, eh?
What's that land out there, what you call it? Where you got born?
Agada.
What Agada mean?
That's the name of it, eh?
Some people sort of get mixed up with them. Nine May, one name. Agada, another place.
Yeah, but the Agada is back this way,
Different
like
way,
that
yeah.
way, yeah.
And what's yours?
Agada.
Agada. Who's that land belong to? What tribe, sort of?
Karanda tribe. And I lowered us further down, eh? Back this other way, top end.
So you belong to the
Arundamol.
What language you speak? Aboriginal language.
Well, I'm supposed to speak Arunda, but I can't speak it, eh?
What one you speak?
Laura, more or less.
Well, you like Nashmore.
Yeah, well, like we all, you know.
You're right up there, man.
Just about.
And how far that's from Yarrandangi?
About 60. Okay.
What you used to do in Crosby when you was a young boy?
Oh, a little bit. Not that much, though.
Well, you still know any of the songs from Crosby days?
Nah. Gotta have a leader, eh?
If you had a lady, you'd rattle them up then?
Yeah, like Harry.
When did you go to Lake Nashway?
Oh.
How old was you about then?
Yeah, about 20 years.
Huh? What are you mostly doing all the time?
Ringing.
What age you started ringing?
Oh, I was small, eh? Very young.
Yeah, 10-year-old?
Something like that.
You did any driving trips?
Yeah, from Tobermory to here.
Who was the boss then of the Tobermory?
Oh, Billy Anderson.
What's that place in Aboriginal name? What they call that Tobermory?
Oh. Dajarra, eh?
Was Dajarra very big when you came from there driving?
Well, it was big them days.
Huh?
Yeah.
Was many Aboriginal people living there then?
Quite a few, I think.
What about back at Yarrandangi?
There's a few there too, eh?
Where else did you do driving? You been down the Georgiana River driving?
Yeah, I went down with Harry S. from Alexander to Cool eh? Drove. Another one was Joe Soden, BRD.
You been at that's Harry's country other way?
Yeah. Seen his country. Good country too.
And how far then did you come with the VRD cattle?
Oh, we come right to here. Eh? They turned us back from over here from the grid. So we had to come back and truck them and take them down to Jesse Valley.
Where's that Jesseville?
Other side of Quantley. Cloncurry, yeah, Cloncurry, other side of Cloncurry. Yeah.
What's some other driving trips you did?
Well, we done a lot of short trips from Tobermory to here. Yeah. Then I sort of got a job in the stock camp for a long time.
What stock camp was that?
Like Nash.
Like Nash. Who was the boss there then?
Oh, old Jago timed it. But old Jago's dead.
Yeah. Not as the manager.
He was the manager.
Who was that stockman?
I think it was Jonesy timed me. But it was Jago's son-in-law.
How old would you have been then?
Well, I was pretty young, you know. That's when we used to... Everybody under the act was woody jobs in them days.
When you talk about under the act,
Well,
Did you get any money in those days when you was under the act, when you worked on the stations?
Very low. Very little.
No money.
Hardly any money.
And where you had to go for your money if you wanted money? What place you had to go to get your money if you wanted groceries or something like that?
Well, they had the store there, eh? I think you got paid there, you know, lousy.
Police station, Mr. Turner.
Yeah, police station.
Like that?
Police station. And it was very low.
You had to be mostly tucker and clothes in those days.
Well, that's what it was, eh? Tucker and clothes. Bloody. We went out to bought some blanket. It was one of those blankets, you know. You can count every star through it.
There was all the army blankets.
Yeah, that's what they
Brown
was.
army
Army
blanket.
blanket.
All the army blokes from.
Yeah, well,
You know,
second
bloody
hand you might as well.
stripes.
Huh?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And a overcoat,
Army coat.
There would have been all the army coats too, eh?
army coat.
Dead man clothes, dead man.
Yeah, well, you might as well say that, dead man's way.
So mostly everything that you worked for was all old stuff from the army where the blokes been in the war and
Well, that's what they used to sell it to us. Well, I don't know how much they were. You know, them days. Pretty low.
So when you was under the act, what other station you worked at?
Well, what I say we come in, Harry? 63 we come into here, didn't we, in Mays?
Into Dajarra?
Yeah, worked around here. Buckingham, Kalala.
You'd have been still under the act then, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
How many years you worked in Kalala?
I think it was 2 years there.
Was your brother working on Kalala too?
Yeah, he was there for a good while, eh?
So he'd have ended up with no money when he came out of the act?
Well, he probably had nothing at all, eh? All he had a bit, I suppose. Wasn't that much.
And how much did you end up when you came out of the act?
What I end up with?
Yeah.
Nothing. Lousy $2. that's what I come and got a check here for. Lousy $2.
Well, the police station in Dajarra?
Yeah, yeah.
Who was the policeman then?
I think it was,
Bill McGrath?
I think so. Bill McGrath.
You worked on Thorner station too, didn't you?
Yeah, for 5 years, eh?
That was, you was under the act then, no?
Yeah.
And you put that old white bloke on his feet there?
Well, when I worked there, put him on his pins for a long time too.
Yeah.
And,
Got nothing for it?
then, got nothing for it. Then I come in here, then got a job on the railway. Then.
What, a different money from under the act when you started on the railway?
Yeah, long way. Yeah, we done ringing, everything. Fencing. You know, didn't get much work.
Did you work on Karen Daughter station?
No. Well, say about a month, eh? About a month I worked there. That's from Thorner I went over there. And it's like time. So it wasn't too bad there.
So you worked on Buckingham?
Yeah.
Who was the manager then?
Turner, eh? Turner's time?
Was Harry working anywhere on Buckingham?
No, where you were there?
No, Denver.
Denver. Well, Jack Craigie was there, eh? He was a borman in that time.
What, many people used to drink grog in those days?
Oh, yeah, you know, but you had to sneak it. You know, you had to go around that window there to get it.
Why did you have to sneak it?
Well,
Sneak the grog?
Because you couldn't go in the bar, you know, to get anything, otherwise the policeman was there.
And if the policeman caught you with the grog?
Well, yeah, you had to leave it, eh? Because you wasn't allowed to take it, you know. To beat around the bush a bit.
How would you get on in those days if you didn't have a job? You know, you just finished
Oh,
a
well,
driving trip and you're in town for 3 or 4
well,
days.
you had to keep moving, eh?
What if you didn't keep on moving?
Well, they'd probably send you down the line, eh?
Where's that
Bag you.
to?
Bag you, probably.
Is there a place down the line that sends you to?
Stewart Creek, I suppose. because very seldom we, run out of job, Like you had to keep on the workforce, eh? To get
So the policeman will have a job lined up if you...
yeah. If you come in from the station, if you had no job, well, he'll have a job lined up for you. That's it. Now you have to move on to the next place.
Was you out on Markwa Station anywhere around there?
Markwa? No, mostly Tobmore, yeah. Yeah.
Manus Creek, you ever worked there?
Yeah, lived there.
You used to live at Manus Creek.
Yeah. Well, what happened, they split us up. I had too many young fellows for one station. I had to go to Manus Creek. Johnny had to go to Linda Down.
Johnny
Bookie.
Johnny Bookie.
Yeah. He had to go to Linda Down. Jimmy Rankin.
That's old Linda Down.
Yeah, old Linda Down. Not the new Linda. And then I come into the race and then I went up to Lake Nash, yeah.
Did you used to ride any racehorses in those days?
Oh, yeah.
Would win any?
For the station, yeah. Rides on winners.
What about the boxing tent? Larry Delano, you ever got into those things?
No. You get too bruised there. Hey, Harry.
Larry and your mate there, Harry Spencer, he got in the tent and knocked the Shanghai Kid out.
Yeah, you ought to go. Mm. No, well, I really wasn't, The Dodge those things.
You know when you came to Dajarra driving,
Yeah,
did you ever see those old steam train in those days?
yeah.
But you went over close and had a look?
Yeah, they gave me a ride from the railway station to the trucking yard, backwards. Well, when the bloke let the steam out, I took off, That's the first time I ever seen a train, steam train. Yeah, I was down around about the shop, and when he let the steam go,
Well, it frightened you a bit.
Yeah, he did frighten me, because I'd never seen anything like that before.
And when you were driving in those days, did you have trucks or wagons or what?
No, we had our old truck, station truck, to come in. Sometime if you didn't have it, well, you had pack horse,
Did you ever go with donkeys or anything like that on the stock camp? On the driving trip?
No, mostly horses, There had no donkeys. Well, Soden had a lot of donkeys. They come down. Used to put the blokes down. They got on the young fellas got on the horses too rough, you put them on the donkey for a couple of days. Steadied them. Yeah. Well, that's about it.
When you was driving, did you ever run into Turkey Jack on your driving days?
Yeah, up in BRD, Harry's country.
Yeah, what station up there you run into?
Mullaloo,
Mullaloo.
Mm.
You ever been driving with him or anything like that?
No. Not with him.
How many years all up did you work over the
It was quite a long time,
Right up to where? 66, is that what year they got out?
They came out in sometime in the 70s out of the act.
Yeah. That was 74 and that big flood was.
Yeah. Somewhere, yeah.
That's when I got a job on the railway then.
74, 75 when they came out of the act.
Somewhere around about that time I got this $2 check.
Yeah, $2 check.
Yeah. Like another word, It was funny though,
You to work for 30 or 40 years or more just for
Well, I
coming out of
work
the act for $2.
you know. Yeah. It's pretty mean.
When you went to Kalala to work, was our lady Major working at Kalala?
Yeah, he was down at, what'd you call him, eh? Ballymore, right? I was there Billy Major time, eh?
Yes, then on Bill Major's time.
Yeah. We put up a couple of windmills.
They pay good money these days for putting up windmills, right?
How much for one of those?
More than how much they
Like
charge
today
for
price, I mean.
Today's price,
Well, old price it was $1,700
Yeah.
just for windmill without a tank, you know. Put 'em up, not
That's just the windmill without
just a
a...
windmill without a hole or no tank.
Well,
$1,700 that way back with 60.
yeah.
I was working well, Dick, you know. Oh, not Dick, oh. What's his name? Dick's father.
Etherington.
Etherington.
Bill Etherington.
Bill,
Oh,
yeah.
Bill Etherington.
Put the car on them, you know. I was working at Stanbrook then.
No, yeah.
We,
So
didn't, we didn't give him a hand, eh?
You said you put a couple of windmills up on Kalala,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't have got very much for that, eh?
Well, I didn't know what all that was coming into the police station.
Yeah. All those 10 cents and...
Yeah, something like that. Well, I tell you what, it's a hard job, like, you know. You gotta get up there, put it all up, eh? From the ground upward.
What did you have, a 7 to 5 job in those days, or what time you start work?
Oh, well, we started work early, eh?
In the dark and finished in the dark,
No.
did it?
Like old Billy had his, you know, well, he was the boss man, eh?
Contract and no money coming.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you might as well put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, old Bill Major is a mechanic and everything on Kalala, right?
He's a smart man, eh? Boy.
Handsome.
He put all that fences up. Well, the young fella put all the dams up.
Who are the young blokes on Kalala working that were under that?
Well, young William.
Yeah,
Well, he used to get his money too, so he must have been under the act, eh?
yeah.
He gotta be.
What about Shorty Punch?
Shorty Punch. He was there. Victor Cargety. And I don't know what they got out. They must have done better than the $2 anyway.
I don't think so.
Eh?
I think you might have got the highest
You
price
got the
out of a lot
highest
of them.
price, I think.
Big money man.
You got the most money out of the lot of them.
Tell them about them Blackwell and the turkey, you know, when you went mustard and bull break.
Oh, about that bloke. Size of old Slucker.
Yeah.
One bloke was only size of the size of old Slucker,
They're
eh?
smart there with that.
You know? Poor buggers, but I see this bloke throw a big bull, big bull, eh? Big, you know? Little bloke like that, eh?
Had
Just
to
rolled him
flat.
before he got out, you know? Got away in the scrub, eh? Flattened him. Big
Jumped off the
bull.
horse and grabbed
Hmm.
him.
No sooner did he get to the ground, the other bloke was there, eh?
You just throw any bulls and
Like, I mean, we didn't go, you know, way up all, but we threw a few bullocks and, you know, a few Mickeys and that, but not a big bull, hey, scrubber.
you used to have any fun in the yard, you know, like wild and riding bullocks or calves or things
Yeah,
in your yard?
yeah.
How did you go with those?
Oh, it wasn't too bad. Ride them and get thrown and get kicked. And the horses, you know. Well, all that good job, you know. Sort of.
Must have met a few people rich around the place last time.
Oh, they like the station owners, probably. He's only bloke was getting rich.
That's what
Yeah.
I told Bill one day.
You know?
All the money went to the brick house, the cottages, because...
Yeah, that's what this bloke was telling me just
Anyway, when I first went into it and I ran paper,
Yeah, well, it was
10
no
years.
rent paid in the
They
day.
never paid rent.
So that must be in the cage. Like you're living in your own house.
So how long you lived in those houses before they started paying the rent?
Oh, it was a while, eh?
Not very long ago when they started paying
Yeah.
rent, is
Not very long ago.
It was only being the 80s, wouldn't it?
it?
Something like that,
something
yeah.
like that, yeah, 80.
What used to happen before that?
You never used to pay any rent, did you?
Paying the rent.
Before that?
No. So in other words, you just, what do you call them, eh? Now, you got to pay for all that now. Well, half of it anyway. Yeah? Yeah, some smart men in the territories.
They still don't help you out in those houses when you get washed away with the flood, do they?
No, don't think so, unless if they bring a boat.
You know when you get all your gear washed
Yeah,
in the
washed away,
flood,
bridge.
they give you any money or anything like that for that?
No, I think,
Wouldn't be much.
no, well, we got a little bit back, you know. Wasn't that much of it. But, and now, they're building these new houses. I think the flood's going to come before they finish these.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
It's closed. Christmas.
What, he worked on Headingley Station before?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I mean Johnny A.
Johnny Aiden.
Yeah,
That's the bloke out at Marmion.
that's it.
What was he like on, he used to ride any racehorses?
Yeah, a lot. He was the main.
Johnny.
He was the main jockey for the stations. Him and old Paddy. All
Sammy.
Sammy Dawson. All them old boys.
So you both worked out at Headingley.
Johnny A. Yeah.
We used to come for a weekend time.
Oh, well, we used
Well,
to
no
come-
such thing as a weekend.
No such thing as a weekend. You know. Really, he was mostly out in the bush, eh? Station. Okay.
What, you used to drive any cattle from Dajarra anywhere out?
No, we used to bring him in from Tomori, eh?
What is that all, just cattle country?
Yeah. Used to be all cattle country, eh?
Did
That's
you,
before the road trains, you know. There's to walk them in here.
what happened when you seen sheep? Sheep in this country, you know anything about them sheep when they come this way?
Well, at first when I seen sheep at Kalala, eh, you know, on that plane, Carandota there, I thought it was a stone on there. Yeah, white stones, I reckon. These other fellows reckon, no, they're sheep. Oh, that's what they look like, you know.
And your mate beside you said they were Shetland ponies.
Yeah. I thought they were stones.
What, you did a bit of sharing in your time when you was on Kalala?
I had,
crutching?
I had a couple of goes. But brother, he'd done a lot.
Yeah. Harry, did you used to go driving with Bill or worked in stock camps with him?
No.
No. But we both worked in the railway.
I would work together in the railway.
What was it like in the railway in those days? Was it hard work or pretty easy work?
Bloody hard.
Hard. Shovel.
Shovel and pick.
Pick and shovel. That's before you get the jigger, right? You gotta use it by hand.
Man killer.
On the railway tools.
Drive around, pick, jigger.
Got him there?
This country, Victoria River Downs.
Yeah.
You used to play any didgeridoos or anything before you went out there?
No. That's where I first seen the didgeridoo mob.
What they like at Make your hair stand up a bit?
No, made you touchy a bit, you know, for a bloke that never seen those things before.
They're all over Australia now.
So another word is the top end bloke that, you know, made it good for everybody today, all over. Worldwide, you might as well say.
Mm.
You know?
So who was some of the other blokes you were saying with Joe Soden, the driver?
Our Bronco, Jack Ferguson, he was on. Yellow fella he was.
Yeah.
Johnny Wilson too, isn't he?
Johnny Wilson.
Hart.
And Peter Costello.
Peter, really?
Yeah, Peter. This other bloke never got
Tony's brother.
Yeah.
Archie Punch.
Yeah. And Richie Major.
You was all travelling with Joe Soden?
Yeah.
Driving trip.
Driving trips, a whole lot of us.
How far you went with those cattle?
Right down here. Well, those two blokes, they bailed up here, eh? I mean, Mickey Caldwell, he was with us too.
Yeah.
So me and Mick went with the cattle.
They trucked them here.
Trucked them in. They turned us back from over here, from the grid over here. Common grid. We brought them all back. They were sore-footed, you know, from traveling. And so me and Mick, we had to go on the train.
What was it like on the train, riding on the train? Was there much room in the wagon when you were
Oh,
traveling?
it wasn't that much of a room, eh? Then you had to get off to, you know, keep the cattle on their feet. Check
The place
them out.
where you had to camp on the train, what was it like?
Pretty squashy.
Huh?
Yeah. There was a guard then, you know, and the little apartment behind the guard, but eh? And so I got a job down there, breaking in horses for a while. Jesse Vale, so.
You know, not too long ago, you said that you drove down the Georgina River?
Yeah.
And which way did you take the cattle when you got to Jimbrella?
Well, we went.
Up on the ridge or down the bottom part of Windmill?
Well,
along the river, you know?
Along the river.
You follow the river all the way along?
All the way along till we got down, you know, further down past. What'd you call it? Jimbrella there?
Yeah.
Other side of the huts.
So when you got to Jimbrella, you didn't go up on Sunrise side, did you?
No, we went down a bit, eh?
All the way down.
All the way down. I think we camped just outside of Lemoore Yard there. Watched them all the way.
Did you used to drive down the river, Harry?
No.
Nothing, only just to Dajarra.
Dajarra, yeah. Only Georgina I come Lake Ness or Walker, they see.
That was Vestie's country then. They used to own it, eh?
What was this?
Walgra.
That's Harry's country.
Yeah, that was Harry's mob. And Jessieville was, they, what do you call them too? That was their bullock depot, eh? Yeah, they used to own it.
One year we bought a drove from Turkey, eh?
Mm.
And bullock, you know, when they drove from Turkey, they would sail. No, sail yard used to be, eh? You know, to come along. The buyers come and have a look at them every week, you know. We're going to buy it. We had to come all the way up near Lake Ness, somebody behind you, you know, buy it. You got to turn all the way back, you can take it back with the bloke bought it.
Yeah. But we was right, we was going down here, Jessieville, see?
Mm.
That was a bullock depot.
When they used to have the corroborees at the Georgina, did you just go down and have a look at the corroborees?
Oh yeah, we used to go down.
Dance?
Had a couple.
We had a couple of corroborees.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's when old Clayton was alive then, you know. All them old fellas. So, but well, most of the people was here from here anyway.
Those two old blokes that were at year and danger, they might have been the only people that got something out of it, would they? With the cars?
Well, they done all right, eh? Them two old fellas, you know.
What do you know?
Old Clayton and old Walter George, yeah.
When I first came to this guy, 54, there's a brand new wagon in it.
Yeah.
Coming the train, that was ring.
That was old Clayton.
Clayton,
Yeah. Buggy, it was.
Buggy.
One of those old buckboards.
I'd load him out, he was camping there, he had his horses there already waiting for him.
Yeah.
Took him on, took back to Carolina.
Took it back to Carolina. Along the stock route.
Brand new, eh?
Yeah. Along the stock route there. No, well, he had plenty of time to get there. You know. I didn't have any camps. He had along the road before he got there.
So that old people would have a lot of money too. They worked all their life.
Well, they worked all their life, but I don't know what come of. Did anyone get them?
I don't know whether anyone got their money.
Only person get out of it all Eileen Billy, wouldn't it?
Oh, I don't know. Get anything.
Especially Al Clayton.
Yeah.
He must have had a water. He worked in Headingley for years. In Carolina, eh?
Eddie must have worked for a fair few years as well.
Eddie.
Well, he worked all his life, eh? He only went from Carandota to Kalala, wouldn't it?
What time of year would they have the corroboree down Georgina? I know that people get in their school holidays later on.
Yeah, around about Christmas time. Oh. Everybody didn't stay around here because, you know, in them days, they used to go down to the Georgina. You know?
Yeah.
Close to the water, I suppose.
Yeah.
Harry, like, you know, we were talking to old Eddie the other day, and he said when he first met Johnny, he drove all the way from Dajarra to Carandota with a car with dull headlight. Is that true?
No, I don't know, probably.
Well, how did you reckon he went over?
Yeah, I know, he rode a horse to Carolina.
Huh?
Down the weekend. He rode a horse. Come back Sunday. Night home too, come back in the night.
Yeah.
That old fellow, his father had a lot of horse things.
Yeah. But then the same old lug used to ride from, what do you call him? Warwick there, go to Headingley. Horsebacking.
Who's that?
Old Eddie's father, eh?
Oh, yeah.
To go over the weekend. Ride all the way back.
What do you call horse in Aboriginal name? You know, like horse.
Yeah.
What'd you say for horse?
The other man, what you call that? What do you call it? Wawala.
What do you call horse?
Dimana.
Demon.
What is talk? What do you reckon he talk? White man talk?
White man, that.
Demon, well, ours, what do you call him? I just can't think of it.
I knew you couldn't think of it.
Bloody, Nanda?
Nandra.
Yeah, Nanda, yeah.
Inandra.
Nanda,
Nanda.
yeah.
What do you call guana?
Lawyer. What do you call yours?
You know what?
Well, what do you call fire?
Wura. Wura?
Water?
Quadja?
Kangaroo.
Agora.
You must be nearly same as Ned Rose talk, huh?
Well, not
Something
far
close
apart.
to that, eh?
Yeah.
Porcupine?
Yanava. That's Yanava. Could be plenty here too. Could be plenty here too.
Plenty of kangaroos in these hills there.
Aranga, Wallaroo.
Orunga, Wallaroo. What do you call dog?
Aranga. Oh, well, two ways you can call it. Angulya and what you call them, eh? Aranga.
What do you call old man?
Old man, Adwamba.
Old woman?
Old Kilya Amba.
What about young boy, little boy?
Away Kilya.
Little girl?
Koya. Same thing.
Uh,
Well,
What
that's it.
What you say when I say, you got a drink of water?
Qua cho anh chú chứ. Drink of water, see?
We'll have a drink of tea, well.
That'll work it, see.
Is that on or off?
I'll put him off, eh?
See?
Yeah, put him on.
But you gotta have another bloke with you, see, to keep you going.
This fellow reckon you can't speak them language.
Nah, don't bother either.
What do you call crow in your language?
Angurla. Angurla.
What about horse?
Nanda.
Yes, yes, horse. What about fish?
Irapanga.
The same for yellow belly and
Yeah.
what do you call sugar bag?
Arongalga. Eh, Arongalga. Plenty here too.
What about gidgee gum?
A karanga.
Wild bananas?
Luja.
Wild orange?
Yeah. Atwagi angadar. Eh?
That emu, what have you?
What do you call emu?
Angara, eh? Just think of a kuliva tree. Angara they call it.
And what do you call that stuff that you're always trying to get money? What do you call that?
Oh,
It's same as the rock.
yeah. Apodai.